What's up, y'all? Welcome to Shaken and Stirred. I am your host, Kristin. I'm joined by my co-host, Lilla.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
I feel like it's been a minute since I had you alone.
I know, but it's been so great. I love having people on. Thank you to, everybody that's willing to do this with us because we love it and we love to have y'all here. But yeah, just back to us, girl.
We're going to have another guest early May. I know early May, but yeah, early May. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I definitely have to touch on this. Okay, y'all, we sold out the magazine. I sold out of magazines, right? So I ordered more. They got delivered. Okay, they were supposed to be delivered April 29th. That was the delivery date to my house. When I saw the date, I said, I won't be here that day. I will be in Virginia at a racetrack. So I had, as I have previously done, the magazines mailed to the racetrack. I didn't expedite the shipping. There was really no point. It was either going to get here the day before, which I won't be here, or the day that they were going to arrive, which I was not going to be here. So I had them delivered. I had them delivered to the racetrack. April 19th, I got a email saying my order had been shipped. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, the publisher is in Illinois. I'm in South Carolina and the racetrack is in Virginia. It's definitely going to get there in a few days. It's not going to take a week and a half. So I started thinking, well, maybe they created the shipping label and it hasn't left the blah, blah, blah. No. Once that tracking started working, y'all, my heart dropped. In one respect, I was glad because I had split the order a couple different ways and those magazines were being delivered to the people who had purchased them. But the bulk of the order that I had for extras and for me to just be able to ship out, because it's much easier and quicker if I ship them myself. If you ship them from the print link, it takes longer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to expedite the whole process and in the process delayed it somehow. So I wrote a strongly worded email to the publisher and just let them know that my magazines were sitting alone by themselves in an area that I was not going to be in for another week. And I didn't appreciate it. And I would appreciate, an explanation as to why the delivery date was so far away.
Drastically. Right.
So I do have a girlfriend, luckily, that lives near the track. I'm going to call her today and see if she can go scoop them up because I did, in fact, get confirmation. They were delivered at the racetrack yesterday. Yep.
All right. Well,
which I don't currently have any pressing orders. Like I said, I was able to split the order so everything went where it was supposed to go. But
you also don't want your boxes of magazines sitting
out there in
chilling.
the rain.
Right. Just in the rain.
I think they're protected. They came pretty well protected when they came to the last racetrack. And I don't think they'll be there long, but yeah, not ideal. While we're talking about the magazine, today I did want to just tell anybody and everybody that wants to be, I don't ever know who I'm looking at. Like I'm looking right now at the green light. I think I'm not looking at the right place. Am I supposed to look at you?
Okay. Are you looking at me right now?
Yeah.
No, look at yourself. Okay, look in between those two looks.
Then I'm not looking at anything.
Well, right now you're looking head on. This is like, I never know where to look either. This is still, yet a year later, we're still figuring out where to look. Yeah.
But when we're talking to each other, I feel like you're looking at me now, right?
Yeah, I am looking at you now. And you're looking at me now. No?
Are we though?
Well, it looks like we are. Okay, well, all right.
That's so funny. The pros over here.
Right.
It's like that part from Ghostbusters, the new one, where the little boy that has the podcast, his name is Podcast. He says, yeah, start listening around episode 722. That's when I really started to hit my stride.
Maybe next year this time, check in. We'll be looking in the right place. It's fine. It's fine. That is funny.
Before the magazine. In the back of the magazine, if you have your copy, you have probably seen the section between the sheets with the sexy ladies and just strong depictions of the women in their natural form, whatever that is. We have an artist barebacked. I really thought that was a pretty shot of Irene doing her art topless, obviously, as one does.
As you should.
I think everybody can agree it's one of the coolest aspects of the magazine. Like, I've had other people video, like if I'm just showing them my copy, they're like, "Oh, can I just video that real quick?" And they're like videoing the back section because they want to show it to somebody because they think it's cool.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that it's women sharing themselves. I mean, these women submitted these photos as photos that when I requested them, they were the photos that they thought they looked the strongest, the prettiest,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case is. And I love that. I freaking love that those girls had photos they could go to and say, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
like this. I love this photo of me. I would love for other people to see it. And I know there are other women out there that have photos like that. I think that there are women out there that would love the idea of doing it, but might be scared. And this
Mm-hmm.
would just be my push and my nudge to do that. Because I want to give you a platform for all of us to just like pump you up and tell you
Feel
how
good.
cool you are.
I
And
mean, we've talked about this before. There's some magic of taking pictures of yourself that you feel sexy in. And anytime you're feeling bad, you can just open up those pictures and be like, you know what?
whatever.
Okay, okay. I think every woman should have a set of pictures in their phone of themselves that you feel good. Like you're like, oh, I'm sexy. Ooh, okay, okay. I mean, it makes you feel good. It makes you, just get rid of all that negative self-talk and everything. And I think every woman should have a set and a boudoir professional one. Like, come on, come
Yes.
on.
I can't say enough about Megan Renee from Megan Renee Creative that submitted the boudoir photos in the back of the magazine. She's just really, really cool. And ever since I started following her page, let me back up. I started following her page on Facebook a couple of years ago. I mean, I didn't just find this woman. She's got a great group on Facebook. It's a very supportive group of women. She works with all types of women. She works with gay, straight, big, small, black, white. Like she has the experience that you want when you are going to be taking pictures
Hmm.
like this. And she promotes the perfect message for the magazine. She's just all about women feeling good, taking care of themselves first so that they can take care of everybody else.
Hmm.
She's a single mom. She's beautiful. She's obviously very talented. She's very business oriented also, which just makes her, I think, a killer photographer. Yep.
I love it.
So another thing I want to touch on is, when you submit photos like this to the magazine, or you feel like you're stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit, taking photos like that, I just would remind you, for the ones out there that would be concerned that it looks like a vanity or like, oh, look at me. Nobody in the world would ever have to see these
Hmm.
photos. If you took boudoir photos, I took a set of photos for Gabe. I mean, he showed it to people, but I had him put in a book. I had him put in a book right after we got married, as you do. I feel like that's like a very
Duh.
typical, like, first year being married
Right.
present. It was only intended for him. Like, I didn't care if who he showed, but I didn't show anybody. I don't think any of my friends saw him. I didn't have to post them on the internet, and some people do like to do that. And I
Hmm.
think you totally should if they're photos of yourself that you like and you want everybody to see.
Right.
But you don't have to take them for that, and you don't have to feel bad for wanting to have photos like that of you
Right.
just for yourself. Because it's like Leela's saying, even if you're taking them yourself, we've done the episode about ways to take special
Hmm.
sexy photos, for your special significant other, or
Uh-huh.
yourself or whatever. And I think that is important. Maybe you don't feel comfortable with your own camera skills, and that's where somebody like Megan would come into play. Maybe you do. Maybe you are more comfortable starting out at home. But in that same vein, it's no different with the magazine. In my mind, I didn't look at a single one of these girls that submitted a photo. I didn't say, oh, she looks hot. I bet she thinks she looks hot. No, I'm thinking, hell yes, this is badass.
Yes. She's
Every
badass. Yeah.
gonna inspire somebody. And I think that about everybody. I mean, the big ones, the small ones, the tattooed ones, the ones that have
Hmm.
babies, the ones that haven't had babies. We could all shame our bodies for something. And it just, perfect example. I'm going to throw my husband under the bus here a little bit. Okay. Just so y'all can see how sweet he is. We're at lunch the other day, and this girl is a friend of ours, and she comes over to talk, and she's beautiful. She's very curvy. She's very short. She just like stacked. She's
Mm-hmm.
stacked, and she's gorgeous. Um, she's, I think she likes me too, because she's always petting me and like she's doing this and like, where do you get your skin? She's Russian. She's always doing, where do you do your skin and these types of things. Like she's always feeling me, and she
Uh-huh.
was saying, I want you to be skinny like her. And Gabe, being Gabe, is like, do you know how many men would rather have you over her? Or
You're
saying it
like,
like
thanks.
that. He didn't say it like that, but he was basically saying,
Yeah.
you put the two of you together, there are just as many men that would prefer you
Right.
to her. And I looked at him and I was like, shit, I ain't had any complaints yet. And
Mm.
he was like, oh, really? And I'm like, you trying over here trying to throw me under the bus to make her feel better? He's like, God, I was trying to throw her a bone. And I'm like, what?
But I mean, it's
Not
true. Like
at all.
people,
At all. I just am wondering, like, why do I have to be the butt of this
right? Why do I have to be
compliment?
involved in this compliment? But I mean, it's so true. Like
It is
I
so true.
literally, and the older I get and the more comfortable I've become in my skin over the years, like I've never been a small girl, but there are men that would prefer me over you. And there's men that would prefer you over me. I'll never forget. I had this little 16-year-old, 17-year-old boy in one of my classes. And I thought him and this little girl in our class would just be the cutest couple ever. And I was like, I like sat them near each other and stuff. Cause I was like, oh my God, they're like so cute, you know? And, I saw them chatting away one day and he came up to my desk and I was like, I said, y'all are cute. He was like, oh, no, no, it's not like that. And I was like, oh, you know. And he was like, let me tell you something. He said, if they ain't pushing 300, I don't want it. And this was a 17-year-old, 6'2", athletic, beautiful little, you know, like human. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, there's nothing like the movement and the jiggle. And I was like, so at 17 years old, this little boy knew that he loved all that. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So y'all, whether you're big, you're small, love it. There is going to be someone that chooses you over somebody else. And all these women that we compare ourselves to on Instagram, I will never, ever, ever be 120 pounds. I can compare myself to Kristin's body every day of my life and wish that structurally I am not built to have that capability. I will never be shorter. I will never, you know, I'm a
You
broad,
know why?
whatever.
Because neither one of your parents were built like my parents. And my parents
Exactly.
were built like Gabe's parents. And we are literally all different.
Right. So find yourself in your category, okay?
There is
Because I
somebody out there that likes
promise,
butterscotch.
I
That
promise.
has literally been my motto lately. There is somebody out there that likes butterscotch. Like, I know you might not like butterscotch, and butterscotch ain't your fucking ride,
Or black licorice.
but somebody out there likes butterscotch.
Right.
So if you like it, do it.
Right.
Somebody
Feel
else.
confident in it. There
Yeah.
is some man flipping through that magazine that likes the bigger woman than the smaller woman. I promise you. There is so much money being made by women that
There
aren't
are
what
men that like women that are less attractive, that would be less normal, what am I trying to say?
like
The less
our definition of
norm.
beautiful, right? The
Right.
norm.
There are men that like girls that are maybe a little quirkier looking or unique.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe makes fun of me all the time, but a man can have one unique feature and I will just think he is so gorgeous. Seal, I
Mm-hmm.
think the scars on Seal's face make
Yeah.
him one of the most attractive men on the planet. What's the guy with the nose that kissed Halle Berry? He was in the King Kong movie. Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is one of the sexiest men on the fucking planet. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I just think
No, I'm here
people
for it.
discount sometimes that one unique feature. In my lifetime, the compliment or description I've heard of myself the most is that I'm unique looking or exotic looking. That's
You
not like
are.
I'm just the most beautiful woman. People look at me and they're wondering something, like
Right. What's going on? Where did this come from? You
where is
know?
and I feel like that's the same with you. You're so unique because you're so beautiful
Thank
and
you.
you're
Thank you.
so stacked also.
I am that.
But your height just makes you, I mean, you are like honestly a living actual goddess walking.
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you. But seriously. And then meanwhile, I'm tearing myself apart.
You were like a statue just stepped off of a podium.
Ah.
And there's just something about the way that you're put together and everybody notices that. So I think we all have that unique feature for somebody out there.
Exactly. Exactly. There's something for somebody in all of us. And I promise there's somebody that thinks you are God's gift and the most sexy, attractive, even if it's not conventional, even if it's not what the standard of beauty is on Instagram. Like, I promise you, there are men that
That's
think
it.
half those girls just
That's
don't.
the,
They're just
that's the,
not. The standard of beauty is so vast. And I think it's evolved so much now that it's okay now. I feel like back in like the 90s and stuff, when it was like, if you were above 120 pounds, you were classified as fat and whatever. And if you were a man, because there were men back then too that did not like that, but they would never speak up because, they're friends. But now, if you like a big old juicy woman, people are like, okay, well, she's beautiful. And the confidence that comes with being empowered by that feeling as a bigger woman or a smaller woman. Maybe you're so tiny and you want to gain weight and you can't, and that's your insecurity. Just if you carry it with confidence, people can't help but be like, okay, she's not my type, but
they
that's a fine
can.
bitch right there. Okay. Right.
Yeah, I
So,
totally agree. And I really, really, I want to see the images of the women. I want to see their creativity. I
mm-hmm.
want to take them too. If you just think, oh, I like the way Kristen takes photos, I'll take your freaking photo. Are you kidding
Right.
me? So I do have Chrissy Diaz lined up, and she is really cool. I've known her for
Mm-hmm.
over a decade now. I've always been a fan. She ran track in college. She has a couple of sons. She's just a badass mom. She's a coach at Orange Theory. She runs the Orange Theory on Forest Drive. Her and her husband have a training studio, and just their training method is solid. They're very smart. They've both been doing it a really long time. They're both really hot, which I'm
Yeah.
sure doesn't hurt get them getting clients. And she had reached out about who took my photos. And I said, well, actually, most of the like photo shoot style photos you see on the internet in the last decade or so I've taken. And she said, oh my gosh, really? I'm looking for these types of photos. And I said, well, why don't we feature you in the magazine? Like,
Right.
because I'd already mentioned it to her before and I had her on the docket for this magazine coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And it all worked out. So we're going to do that. And I'm super excited to feature her in the magazine. I am so down to feature any women in the magazine that want to promote their business. If you would like to contribute, if you would like to contribute photographs, professional or non-professional, for the Between the Sheets section, I'm so down. I just would love for any woman that wants to be a part to be a part. So if you've thought about it, but you're not really sure what you could contribute, you could reach out to me, and maybe it's just something you help me do on the back end and I compensate you in a different way, because I do have compensation methods set up, whether it's bartering or there's money exchanged with every contributor to the magazine. So we need to just continue putting the word out that we want all the contributors
Mm-hmm.
that want to be involved. I am dead serious about that. I will die on the hill that if you think it's cool, I want you to be a part of it. Period.
Right. That's what this platform is for. Like,
Yeah.
it can be completely out of, scope. And there's going to be someone, just like the body types, there's going to be someone that wants to read it, someone that wants to hear it, someone that's interested in it. And I think that's what gives this magazine such incredible power, is as you're flipping through it, you're on like 8 different journeys, like you're transcending topics. It's not just a fitness magazine. It's not just this. You literally have this wealth of just cool
Yeah.
crap and good information written by intelligent, amazing women. And it's just freaking
I actually
amazing.
had a
Y'all,
really cool compliment. Megan Renee, I'm going to continue to call her that on the podcast because I want people to cement in their brain Megan Renee Creative. But her name is Megan.
thanks for
I
the
had a,
clarification.
yeah, I had a great compliment from her, and she said that she really felt like it was a Bible for women that they could set on their coffee table and refer to it in the future. Crafted the articles and really made sure that the focus wasn't so time sensitive, so that it would live for a year, maybe even 2,
Mm-hmm.
and be relevant, maybe even longer. I think there's advice in it that could definitely last longer. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
nutrition is solid advice, the training program is solid, and I hope everybody utilizes the QR codes because those are clutch. They give demonstrations. And I don't know why, but my audio didn't play on them, and I gotta fix that. I don't know if you scanned yours, but if you scan them,
I haven't scanned them.
the video on some of the audio didn't work where I did the
Oh
voice.
no.
It didn't work at all, so it's not like it's partially there and partially
Right.
there, which would be worse, I think. But and it looks good. You just can't
Yeah.
hear me saying anything.
Anything.
Anything. But that was what we wanted to touch on today was submissions, whatever that looks like for you. If you own a business, if you just have some hot photos you want to put in the magazine and let us all congratulate you for just being alive. We're down.
It's just for existing.
Just for existing. And make sure you're following the cocktails mag underscore IG. The underscore is very important.
Yes.
And go buy your copy if you haven't gotten one yet. What are you even waiting for?
Yeah, what are you even waiting for?
The second
Seriously, what
issue
are
is
you
going to be
waiting?
out, and you won't even have the first one yet, and then you won't be able to say, "Remember when?" You'll be left out.
Exactly. You're just going to be left behind. Get on it. Get on it.
I am really happy and super pleased with how it's sold so far, and I can't thank you guys enough. And second issue is coming out in July, so seriously, go get your copy. I will have them in my hands within a few days, hopefully.
Or everybody, you're going to walk around, everybody at the racetrack is going to be reading the magazine during the race. You're going to be like, oh,
Hopefully. Yep. And
right.
I also have sold almost my entire race year, which I have never done this early in the season. I only have 2 spots left, a $5,000 spot and a $2,500 spot. Neither one are title sponsors. Well, one could potentially be if we negotiated some stuff. Anyway, if you got a company and you want to advertise a really cool, unique way, this is the way to do it. I think that's it. All right. Love you. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. See you next time.